The character for E is just one line, and we write it from left to right. Now you try it. When you say E, your mouth is a flat line that looks just like E. The next number, comes with two lines, a shorter line on top and a longer one below. We start with the top one from left to right, 左到右. Then we draw a longer line on the bottom, again from left to right, 左到右. Now you try it. Now that you can write E and can you guess how san should be written? Let's check it out. To write san, we start from the top line and go from left to right, 左到右. Next, we write the second line, which is a little shorter than the top line, again from 左到右. We finish with the last line, and that's the longest one, again from 左到右. Now you try it. That's how we write 一、二、三. I know you're thinking that the next number, 四, is probably just 4 lines. But if we keep adding lines to our numbers, we will be drawing and counting lines all day long. Instead, 四 looks a bit like a mouth with 2 big teeth. To help us write it, it's time for another Mandarin secret. The hint of this secret is a box. Chinese characters are meant to fit neatly inside a square box. This is because the Chinese people believe in balance and harmony. Having the characters fit inside a box also makes them much easier to read. To write 四, we draw the box first, but don't close it. Remember, once we close the box, we cannot add things inside. Next, we add the teeth, one on the left and another one on the right. After that, we can close the box, again with the line from left to right, 左到右. Now you try it. What number comes after 四? 一、二、三、四、五. Let's write it. We start with the top line, followed with a vertical line that leans slightly to the left. Then we draw a line in the middle that curls downward like a tail. We finish with a bottom line going from 左到右. And that's it. Now you try it. If this seems hard, 没关系, it's okay. Practice makes perfect, So the more we write, the easier this will become. This is the character for Leo. For some reason, Leo always reminds me of someone with a mustache wearing a top hat like this. What do you think? To write Leo, we start with the dot at the top, then a line that goes from left to right, 左到右. We finish by adding two legs, one on the left and another one on the right. Now you try it. After Leo comes the number 7. Notice how my mouth is a straight line when I say 7. It sounds a bit similar to 1. To write 7, we draw a line from 左到右. Then we draw a straight line down the middle, but we give it a tail that curls to the right, and that's it. 7. Now you try it. The next number is 8, which sounds a little like a car horn. Ba ba, ba ba. To write it, we draw one leg to the left and then a slightly longer leg to the right. Now you try it. Looks like we've got a culture jam alert. Let's see what's inside. Oh, it's the number 8. The Chinese people love the number 8 because it sounds a little like the character 发, which means abundance or having a lot of good things. And who doesn't love having a lot of good things? That was very neat. Do you have a favorite number? Tell me in the comments below or send me a message. What number comes after 8? That's right, 9. To write 9, we start with a long leg that slants to the left. Then we draw a flat line that crosses the leg and curves its tail. Now you try it. Our last number is super easy. To write 10, we draw the horizontal line first, 左到右. Then we draw a vertical line from top to bottom, 上到下. Now you try it.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Let's start with the character 大. If you look closely, you'll notice that 大 looks a bit like a person with a head, 2 legs, and arms stretched out wide like they're giving a big hug. To write it, we start with the horizontal line from left to right, just like the character for 一, 左到右. Then we start at the top where the head is and draw a line curving to the left to make one leg. Finally, we draw the other leg and we're done. Now you try it. Next, let's write the character for 小. When I think of 小, I like to imagine myself with my arms tugged in. To write 小, we start in the middle with the vertical line from top to bottom, 上到下. But when you reach the bottom, make a little hook to the left. After that, we add the 2 dots like my tucked in arms, one on the left and another one on the right. Now you try it. Have you ever wondered where Mandarin words came from? A long time ago, before people could write, they drew pictures. Over time, the pictures became simpler and simpler until they became the words we know of today. The Chinese characters formed this way are called 象形字, or picture characters. 人 happens to be one of those characters. It started out as a picture of a person with the head on top and 2 legs, almost like he's walking. To write it, we start at the top with the stroke that curves to the left. That gives us the person's head and left leg. Then we draw another stroke that slants to the right to give us a right leg. And that's it. Now you try it.你是小孩，我不是小孩. We can use 不 in many ways. For example, if I ask you, do you want to sing the song again? You can say 好 if you want to, or 不好 if you don't want to. It's a very important word, so we better learn to write it. To write 不, we start with a flat line, just like 一. We write it from left to right, 左到右. Next, we draw a slanted stroke, starting from the middle and going to the left. The third stroke is a straight line right down the middle. And finally, we draw a shorter stroke to the right. And that's it. We've written 不 with only 4 strokes. Now you try it. Since we have to use the bathroom many times each day, it's super important to learn 男 and 女, so we better learn to write them. Let's start with 女. 女 is a 象形字, or picture character, like 人. If you look closely, you'll see that it looks like a woman sitting crisscross applesauce. To write it, we start with a fancier stroke, like a sideways V. The second stroke is a simple slant from top to bottom that leans to the left. The final stroke is a horizontal line that crosses over the previous strokes, like this. And that's how we write 女. Now you try it. Next, let's learn to write 男. We can think of the character as two separate parts. The top part looks like a box with 4 smaller boxes inside. In fact, it is a Chinese character that means harvest field. We create the box first, add the horizontal line and the vertical line inside the box before closing it off. The bottom part of 男 is also a Chinese character, and it means strength. It is written with a hooked stroke followed by a slant stroke to the left. Now you try it.